No matter how insanely good this news is for the Democrats broadly, I knew there's going to be a bunch of people being like, "We didn't win. That's over." You know, I'm telling you, it's the dopamine deprivation for a lot of people. It's you need the maximum good result, or it was all worthless. Keep in mind, we were all talking up shifts of like 8, 10, and 12 in the 2025 elections, you know? So the fact that we're looking here at like, oh yeah, this deep red county, yeah, it's like 17 points over. These are massive shifts. Matt Iglesias is trying to blame the left somehow. Blame the left that Afton Bain isn't winning? You all talk too much about the Tennessee 7 race, turned it into high salience, juice turnout, and wrecked Dem's chance sneaking to win. What? Guys, I am a very serious liberal substacker. Yeah, the problem here was you guys got too excited about the election and you were too interested in it. And because you were interested in it, somehow you had lower voter turnout in the election. And that's why we didn't get this win for Afton Bain, a candidate who I would not, by the way, immediately take issue with once she was actually in office. I think many of the people you accuse of being doomer like me are sad because I'm frustrated a good candidate won't be in office. That's fine. Afton Bain's a nice lady. She should be in office, and it seems she won't be, and that is unfortunate. However, a lot of people aren't engaging with things at that level of nuance. For a lot of people, it really is like a it's so over, we're so done, or we're so back kind of thing. And the problem is, for a lot of people, like these, this emotional roller coastering actually prevents them from taking wins as they come, you know? Because they get so set up in their head about they define what a victory looks like. And it prevents them from understanding and taking advantage of little wins. Like, for example, the fact that we're even having this conversation, right? It's a good night. I feel good about this. Might she have won in a different timeline? Sure. I mean, that's good. I like that. You know, I would prefer that have happened. But again, I just don't want to let, you know, perfect be the enemy of good here.
Yeah, obviously, you're a Republican. You are feeling great right now. If you're a Democrat,
Well,
you're probably right now thinking about how can you maybe phrase this as a moral victory. But
no, well, it's not a moral victory. It's a Trump plus 22 district. Again, this is why framing is so important, you know? I think people got the wrong head on after the 2025 elections where we got some victories. The victory wasn't the issue. It was the margin of victory, or the margin of loss in this case. Minus 25% turnout. It's not just about the proportion of the votes. It's how many same-day votes there are in Davidson. The same-day votes are going to run more conservative than the early votes. The question is, are there so many votes waiting to be counted in Davidson County that it overwhelms the disproportionate, the shift in the proportion? You understand?
as a moral victory, can they say, look, they made a massive gain here in a Republican plus 22
Not a
district?
moral victory.
I think we may be getting to the point where Republicans try to say this was a solid victory for Van Epps that kind of maybe cools the sense that
No, it doesn't. If he wins by 6 points, that's a 14-point shift. It's just, he's gonna contribute to some negative tendencies with you guys. You guys are gonna get you're gonna get the wrong idea. Republicans cannot afford to spend on every race like they did in this one. What was the spending difference? Actually, what was the spending difference? I'm not actually sure. I mean, they got Mike Johnson and the president on this one. 3-to-1-ish, if I recall correctly. Yeah, they 100% cannot keep that up. There's a very... is there any like readily available information out there that we could pull from to say if every single House seat shifted 12 points to Democrat, how many seats would Democrats pick up next year? You know, how many purple districts are there? I don't actually know. Would they pick up like 20, 30? If it really is a 12-point shift, around 100? That'd be nice. Guess Mike Johnson and Trump pulled it off. Here, hold on. This is what it would look like if there was a 12-point shift. If there was a consistent 12-point shift across every district in the United States in 2026, Democrats would have 245 seats. Man, even a consistent 6-point shift, good but not good enough. 245 seats is pretty good. Let's not get crazy with it, okay? Going from Republicans having a 3-seat lead to Democrats having a 55-seat lead is pretty good. It's not going to be a 12-point shift, of course, but even a 6-point shift would be enough. The Senate is way more interesting for next year. We're going to need a miracle to get the Senate. It's not a good Senate map for us. Why is the Senate not good? Because the seats that are up for re-election in 2026 are either ones where Democrats hold slim margins or hold their seat by a slim margin, or Republicans. Are you just used to cutting to commercial here? Okay. Or it's Republican safe seats. You also have to consider these results in the context of Republicans outspending Democrats and the Republicans bringing in national leadership, Mike Johnson and Trump. Democrats don't really have any national leadership, you know? We have celebrities like AOC, Bernie Sanders, whatever. There are people on the Democrat side who can be brought in, but they don't have the same kind of like unified base. The same, like here are our guys in power directing national attention. We could, if Jeffries and Schumer weren't terrible. Also, the GOP can't do this in the midterms. No, there's no way to outspend 3-1 on every close House seat, you know, in 2026. Who's here? Do you think this makes Indiana lawmakers think about breaking up Andre Carson's seat into 4 separate Republican districts? Didn't Indiana already give up on their redistricting, or am I thinking of a different? No, Indiana, they're still going forward with it. Yeah, what you're talking about is dummy mandering, which is you redistrict, you gerrymander with the intention of securing a Republican plus 10 in each of the districts, you know, breaking up the Democrat voters. But if overall the country shifts like plus 12 Democrat, now congratulations, you fucking moron. You've just handed the Democrats 4 close wins. You know? Here's the proposed map. Dude, Republicans are so evil, okay? Look at this in Indiana. This is the proposed map. I wonder where the tight concentration of Democratic voters is. Thinking about it too hard makes my tummy hurt. Let's take a look at the map. Phenomenal. We do love Gary. I want to see how the final chunk of votes turns out, so I'm going to stick around with this. That big chunk, this is what I was talking about. It was looking like things were going to shift to the point where maybe it was Van Epps plus 12, but then a big dump of Davidson votes came in, and now we're at like plus 4, you know? I want to see how close the margins are. 93% of the votes in. And right now, he's only 5 points up. No, 6 points up. I'm stupid. 6 points up. It's so Jover. Isn't this the margin I call? Didn't earlier I say, like, I would like it if he won by less than 6 points? His lead might grow. What's the estimated final vote count according to the New York Times? What are they suggesting? Our latest estimate for this race, 7.2. So they're thinking he's going to pick up an additional point, which, yeah, that could be true for sure. Look at the arrows. Davidson County, 25 points more Democratic than in 2024. Dixon, 12 points more. Houston County, 12 points more. Humphreys County, 12 points more. Hickman, 8 points more. Humphrey, 8. Benton, 9. Perry County, 15. Decatur County, Decatur, 9.3 points more. Decatur. I'm hoping for a blue sweep in 2026. Right now, it's looking pretty much guaranteed that the Democrats take the House in 2026. By a decent margin, too. My fear of Republicans ending electoral democracy has dampened quite a bit lately, mostly because I just don't think they're competent enough to do that. Every day we get a new thing from the White House, you know? Trump's up there Sieg Heiling and saying, we're going to do it this time for real. And then a week passes and nothing changes and it's embarrassing. I don't think they're going to. I think they want to, and I think they're going to try to deploy the National Guard domestically in an effort to stifle votes and have people like ICE officers are going to be patrolling voting locations or whatever. 100%. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off well enough to change what's happening. Then again, if they deploy ICE aggressively only in swing districts and just focus on depressing votes in the right place, we'll see. There's not enough ICE agents? Yeah, and they're having trouble keeping people on board, too. That might have the opposite effect. Yeah, also keep in mind, ICE agents aren't the only people at voting locations. There are also regular cops. And I have a feeling that would be so... Like, the optics on that are so bad, dude, you know? A bunch of these ICE thug pieces of shit, masks on, like, patrolling around the voting stations in only, like, swing districts and menacing people. We'll see. We're really saved by their incompetence. God damn, man. The 25-point swing in Davidson, to me, that's the huge dub here. We can assume that it's a similar swing in the other, like in the rest of Nashville, or at least like comparable, you know? So these other districts as well, blue cities in general, we'll see. We'll see. I'm very happy with this outcome. It would have been nice if she'd won, of course. You know, it's not a moral victory as our man, you know, repeatedly sort of misframed. The battle continues. Oh yeah.